Alright, I'm just going to do a kind of short showcase of some of the products that you're going to find for sale on my website, efficientfunction.com. My name is Peter Rowe. Okay, I have another video on my site of me showing my everyday carry to show the use of this item in particular. But this is going to be a showcase of all the items so you can see size comparison to a normal hand, which is very good. I would like to know that if I was going to buy something like this. So I'm just going to start showing them. These, I'll describe how I make them too. These three are out of a 1/4 inch material. This material is a 1/4 inch thick. It's actually 0.3 of an inch thick. These glass breakers are made out of this material, which is 1 inch thick. So these ones end up being a little more costly to produce, but they're bigger. That's the thing. Obviously, I'll show you this one. This one is, let me get the focus. It's large, obviously, as you can see, it's a full hand. It's meant to be. So this you can't get. It's thicker than an inch. I mean, it's thicker than the 0.03 material. So you need to use an inch material to make it. Same with this one. This design, the bulbs, I could make out of this material, the 0.3 of an inch, but the one that I made was out of the same block as that one, so it was the inch material. But I really liked how this one came out. I need to make one of these out of 0.3 material and see how it is. But this is one of my favorites. This is the one I use in my car. Like, the whole idea of this is these are breakaways. They're pretty strong. So you put it in the rear view mirror of your car, and it's like a stiff material, so it doesn't like fling around that. Like, you really need to hit a big bump, and then it just levels back out pretty quickly. You know what I'm talking about? Like, it's not annoying. But then when you need it, you rip it down. You just grab it in your fist and you rip it down, and then you can use it to do whatever you need at the moment. Obviously, there's an infinite amount of uses for a glass breaker like this. So, like, burning car, like, I'll go over some of them. Like, your car's up against a pole. Like, you slide sideways, and then your door gets up against a pole, and then you're either going to have to climb out the other side, which you could do, but if for some reason you can't, then you can't open your door, so then you're going to need a way to break the glass. Everybody knows about glass breakers, but this one's just like, I really like the look of G-10 as a material. I'll show you, this is one of my favorite ones. The layers, like, they just look nice to have in your rearview mirror. Like, I like them when I'm driving. And they're not annoying, that's the thing. Like, they see how quick it stops? Like, I mean, if you would hit a bump like this in a car, like, you would, like, this is the least of your worries. But, like, a normal just, like, bump, like, it just, like, it returns, like, it swings. I'll just leave it loose on my finger. So, like, you do get more of that type, but, like, and back and forth. But this swinging, you're not going to be able to avoid, but, like, it's stiff. It's not like if you have, like, a really loose, like, necklace, like a braided necklace, like, that thing flops all over the place. But this is weighted. And the idea of these 2-finger ones is to either go like this, or you could just grab the whole thing. I have these grooves. This is a design. These are the 3 designs I'm going to be making. We have the 2 holes with the divots on the side, so you can go like this. And in case you didn't know, your bottom 3 fingers provide the most grip out of your hand. It's not the front 2. Like, you think it's the front 2, but it's not. Like, you need these 3. You need the, like, bottom ones. So, like, it doesn't matter that you can't grab anything with these 2. It's still effective. And then we have the ribbed one. It's like a fish. I kind of think it looks like a fish But this, I don't do this anymore. Well, not all the time. On this style, I wouldn't do this anymore. I would do it more like this, where it's the through hole, and then see how the paracord, what I do to do this. I don't know if it's gonna push out. I have to stay in focus. It's like, here. I burn it, and it's incredibly strong, like this. It makes like a mushroom end in the cord. Like you see, you put both ends through, and then that's how you get that. But so there's no knot. I really don't like, I like the streamlinedness. That's really important to me. So like I was saying, like this one, I just pushed out, like I drilled a through hole, and then I pushed it. I would have mushroomed it and then tucked it back in, like on this one. You see the difference? Like you would be able to see through the hole, like this one. It wouldn't be like this. I do that on these, however, because this is such a small space. I could make this space bigger and make this hole bigger, but for now, for this color, it didn't look bad either. To just have it come out the side, but no knots. And when you hang it, I hang it like this, so like this is like the presentation side. But so really compact. The idea of this one was to make it as compact as possible. It only went in, it's pretty close. It's like 10 millimeters in. It's never gonna go anywhere. That's like, if you're worried about the tips of these, like this one you can see, I like the clear ones, you can see how deep it goes in. I burnt this one. Unfortunately, I was going too fast, and I was like sharpening this whole section, and it heated up too much, and that's why it turned black. This is an example of when I took my time and didn't burn it. I did do it unevenly, but I don't do that. It would look even on the ones I sent out. These were prototypes, kinda. These were to show. I really didn't think anybody'd like this jade color, but it's really cheap to get this jade material. Like this, the colored materials get more expensive, but the jade stuff is like really good to mess with. So these were like the final prototypes. Anything you see in jade was like a prototype. This was a divot tool. This is like an ergonomic divot tool. But what was I talking about? Glass breakers. You need glass breakers. As silly as it sounds. Especially if you don't care, like if you don't have that much in your pockets already, like you should really have one of these. Because you need to poke things anyway, like just to randomly poke something, like I'm sure it always comes up. Like somebody was saying, a Glock Iraqi Veteran 88 on YouTube. I don't know if anybody's familiar with them, but they're pretty big. He was like, the moment he put a Glock takedown tool on his keys, he realized like how much he needed it, like for just random stuff. Like if you were to have this on your keys, like I guarantee you always need some little strong point you can like wedge in somewhere, poke at something with, that you don't have to worry about breaking. This one's white around there. That wouldn't be white if I sent it out. But these were for personal use. There's a funny story. I had to run around my house and collect all these because they were like being used by people in my house, like my family members. But so they're like kind of prototypes, but they're definitely fully functional like products. I like to get them in custom colors. This was a key fob. I'll just be real with you guys. If you are to order a custom version of one of these, I would just end up ordering the piece of material, and then it would come in about 2 days, and if I mess it up, I would make another one. But this, I would just, whatever you want, in whatever color. Like this, If you're familiar with G10, you know they have many different layered colors, but I will have them listed on my site, the ones that my supplier has available currently, so you'll be able to just pick them out. I'm gonna do a red and black, the layered version. This material in this knuckle would look really nice. I think it would be like, because I sharpen this. Like this comes to an edge. So like it would be all the different layers like coming down the sides. Whenever you round G10, like as you can see, like it just looks like so beautiful. And it never changes. It's like this like really nice like sculpting material, but it's so strong is the other thing. Like it's incredibly strong. This is case in point of it being incredibly strong. Look at how thin it is. And there is nothing you can do. Like it will flex, but it won't break. Like if you were to hit something, this one being so thin, I bet if you were to hit something, it might break, but like you would definitely get one solid like punch or like two solid into something. Like I don't know, and for how light, there's always a trade-off. Like you could have this in steel, of course, but it's gonna be heavy. Like this is so lightweight. I should put these all on scale, but they are very lightweight. It's like you won't notice. As long as the space isn't an issue, you're not going to notice that this is in your pocket. These are the cat knuckles. These are some of the first knuckles. I sharpen this portion. G10 can get to it. It's so hard you can sharpen it. It's not like wood. It's like a lot harder. So they get really sharp. It's like an edge. It looked like a cat when I got done with it. I really like these, but yeah, I need to do a red and black version of the cat knuckles as well. So this is my point 3. This is the divot tool. I'll end up inevitably making red and black versions of all the jade things you see, but this was the divot tool. Ergonomic divot tool. I worked on a golf course, and so like I used divot tool professionally, as funny as that sounds, and I can tell you that this one works good. Like it's just the perfect shape. I sharpen these. This is kind of a prototype, like I was saying. It's still white here, but that would just be more sanding. And this is the integral, like my system of doing this, I really like. Like I could do this on this one. That's what I'm talking about. And then instead of having this burnt thing, you just have nothing. It's just a through hole. I like this method better, kinda. But this one was tiny. That was the idea. This is my favorite by far. I've been touching it the most. But and then we get into bracelets. I don't know if everybody wears bracelets, but I wear bracelets. I just like having something. This is a marathon. Let's see if it focuses. A nice clean like watch. I have nothing on the other. But I'll show you these. This was the latest one. I've been wearing this one a lot. They just slip on and they don't come off. Like it's nice. You can layer them. You get a whole bunch. And I like this bracelet design. This one was big. I don't know. But this was an early one but this material. This one, I really like this one. This is like a star one. This is like a slime one. I need to name them. These were the 3 that I settled on. This was like a diamond pattern. This was like a star. It was more stretched out and rounded. And then this is the bulbous. This is like a snake. It's just like a rounded, it's like diamond. But some of them end up looking like snakes. This is the hardest part, getting this like, and this one looks like a snake. I always think I could carve eyes in and like a little mouth. But they're nice. It's bracelets, I just like wearing them because they're nice to look at. Like when you're doing stuff with your hands, you know, like when you're messing with stuff, it's like, there's my nice bracelet. I don't know, there's just something nice about it. And then we have some key fobs. These are nice. I'm gonna make a one-hole version of this one. So it's just gonna be like, imagine the hole right there. So then it's just this, and then this type of attachment method. And I had like, it's was on my keys, and I had, this stuff is super durable. I'm saying like I'm using it and it's on the website, so you're thinking like, oh my god, I'm gonna get like some beat up thing, but like I was testing it and this stuff is incredibly scratch resistant. It's incredibly, like, this piece in particular has been in my bag like with metal stuff just kicking around, and it doesn't have, like, here we have some rubbing. It like, I'm trying to show you. It like, I don't know if that could just come off. I literally just took it out of my bag. That might have been just like dirt, but this stuff is hard. Like not, like, it's hard structurally and just like chemically hard. Like a knife blade is hard compared to like a golf club head, you know, like a tool steel compared, like if these were made out of wood, these would not be a good idea. Like this one in particular, because it's made out of this, they have a little bit of flex, but it's jewelry also, so you don't need to worry about like insane amounts of like pressure. But this one looked like a snake, I think. But if you made this out of wood, it would break. There's no way. I would not want this out of wood. It's way too thin. With this material, it's colored all the way through. It has these nice layers in it. Like, it's like beads. It just feels, and like, I don't know if you can hear that. It's just like a nice sound. It's like, I don't know, when you get a bunch of them together. Oh. But so that is it. I just wanted to showcase some of the stuff. Yeah, this is an inch thick, and this is the 0.3 inch thick. All the bracelets are made out of this cheaper material, but there's a lot more waste in making this, obviously, compared to like this, especially because this is relatively just a rectangle. Like to cut out, to take like out of the material, I just take out like a little rectangle, versus this, I'd have to take out this big chunk, and then I have to get rid of all this, and it just like ends up as dust. All this in the middle just goes away. Like you don't get to use that for anything. Like I haven't found a way to. I don't have a good enough bandsaw to make it like a good chunk. Like I end up just like feathering it and then getting all these like little stupid chunks, and then I can't do anything with them. So they're more expensive. Divot tools are nice and inexpensive, but they're a lot of like shaping. It's getting this cup, but it's really comfortable. Like I'm not lying. Like I would use, like, it's a divot tool, so you don't use it like that much, obviously, but like when you get it, like you need to, I'm gonna make one in this, and it'll look really cool when it's black and red like this material. Oh, I really like this black and red stuff. You can get, they have so many different color combos of this black and red stuff. I'll put them all up on the site, and then you can look through them and pick out what you want. This one needs to get made in black and red. This one needs to get made in black and red. This one needs to get made in tan. That's what this 1 inch is. This one will probably get made in tan. And there might be new designs. I could come up with whatever. This, I'll make a 1 loop 1 in black. This is for a carabiner. Like, I don't have a carabiner to show you. But it's just like a quick, like you snap it on the carabiner and then you're good to go. Like it has your keys or whatever. It's super strong. You never have to worry, like, ever. Like, I don't know if I can show you, but like, that stuff does not pull out. It turns into plastic. It turns into a hard nugget of plastic, and you cannot pull it out. So that's all there is. And you don't have to worry. Like, this stuff does not dent. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't dent. It doesn't warp. It stays perfect for its entire life. It's really nice stuff. This is an early one. This thing, that spot, that's how long I was doing I would only put it into like there. Now the titanium, I wouldn't use such a big piece. But this is genuine titanium. This isn't steel. So it's really hard. This was a 4-1. I do them like this now. But any items that I have up for sale are obviously for sale. You could buy any of these. I have them all like saved. But these, I just wanted to show the size of them. I want to make this with smaller holes, like with this size hole. But those are the designs for now. So see ya whenever.